First morning in Argentina, stag hunting.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, there he is. Just on this first little knoll.
See? I've got it right now. There he is. He's stopping right there.
Last year, my dad and I traveled to Argentina to experience their world-class wing shooting.
Oh, got him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Hey, good job. Thank you.
It's been absolutely crazy. Just wave after wave.
I got all of them.
It's too much fun.
On that trip, I met Jorge with Pampa Adventures, who convinced me to return this year for an Argentina red stag hunt. But on this trip, I convinced my wife Sherry to come with me.
Got everything?
I think so.
Along with a couple of friends, Jason Matzinger and his girlfriend Cassandra.
Good morning.
Jason and I have become good hunting buddies over the last couple of years,
Yeah, it was awesome.
most recently going after black bears in Alberta.
This bear is the fattest, biggest bear I've ever shot in my entire life.
And getting a chance at an Argentina red stag was too good for Jason to turn down. After landing in Buenos Aires, we took in some of the sights since we had a full day before our flight to Santa Rosa.
You were married in there? Oh, wow, cool.
We got to the lodge and prepared for our hunt the next day.
First morning in Argentina, stag hunting. We got next to no sleep last night after 2 full days of travel. But wasn't going to give up a chance to get out here in the morning, and just heard a couple of roars off in the distance. Luis just spotted some red stag out there. Yeah, they do have a preserve area, but we're going over here, which is all free range, so don't let the fences fool you. We're going after free range stag.
Sherry and I headed out with our guide, Luis, while Jason, Cassandra, and his guide, Joaquin, tackled a different part of the ranch.
We're following a keep up this cut, basically a cut line here. We have stags roaring all around us. Willie and his guide and hunting that far ridge. So that tells you how much property we have to work with. I've waited my whole life to be here, and it's unbelievable. It's like there's freaking stags everywhere roaring. We're just trying to intercept the biggest, deepest sounding stag.
Okay, just a very young one. Young one.
Yeah.
Looks like a young bachelor group, all males, all stags, young stags.
While we were encountering juveniles, Jason's guide called in a giant.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, there he is, just on this first little knoll.
I've got it right now.
Pure Hunting is brought to you by Browning, the best there is, and by Thorogood, American manufacturer of job-fitted work and outdoor footwear since 1892. Hoyt, get serious, get Hoyt. Iota Outdoors, question every detail. Control the sound with custom-fit digital hearing protection from ESP, and these other fine companies. This past spring, Jason and Cassandra joined my wife Sherry and me for a red stag hunt in Argentina.
Well, first morning in Argentina, stag hunting. They do have a preserve area, but we're going over here, which is all free range, so don't let the fences fool you. We're going after free range stag.
Jason and I split up with our respective guides, hunting different parts of the property.
I've waited my whole life to be here, and it's unbelievable.
While I ran into some young stags early,
It's like a young bachelor group, all males.
Jason's guide called in a giant stag, giving him the first opportunity of the hunt.
Come on, buddy.
But he caught their wind and took off.
We spotted a really good stag feeding down this way, but our wind is not very good. This is an amazing place, though.
Shortly after that encounter, the clouds moved in and the skies opened up. We've had a ton of rain. Watch this one roll in, so you can see it coming.
Well, we've been sitting in the car for about 30 to 45 minutes, and blue sky came out, so we get a couple hours in this afternoon.
After the rain let up, I had my first big encounter of the hunt.
They're coming this way. Oh, there he is. Just on this first little knoll. He's a big stag. One. Yeah. Oh, there he goes. Damn it. He's running away.
As my first opportunity was running away, Jason was closing in on his second.
Always 5x5. See him on this guy. His antlers. He just said he's a 5x5, but really heavy. See him? I've got him in there right now. That stag is probably 6-year-old. Oh, that was cool. Oh, right there at the end of our first night, we got right up on a really heavy 5x5, what they would call like a management stag. It's day one, they're just getting into it, so we decided to let him go.
Hi, I'm Willie Schmidt with Pure Hunting, here to talk to you about Plano's new line of Field Locker mil-spec products. They've got it in a bow and a gun case. These things are tested to military specs 810G, which really means it keeps out the elements from moisture, dust, and drops during transit. One of the neat things is it's got customizable foam. 2 layers. This one you can't customize, that one you can. These cases have really wide, very rigid latches, 4 of them on the front. They've got 4 padlock gaskets here. There's also actually a pressure release valve in here, so when you're traveling during air travel, it can release pressure as it gets higher at a higher elevation that you get. I've trusted Plano to keep my gear safe and secure while I'm traveling, and I'm going to be sure to put these to use in the field this fall.
Oh, there he is, just on this first little knoll.
A couple of great encounters on the first day in Argentina left me hopeful that our odds of taking a couple of red stag were good.
Come on, buddy. We spotted a really good stay, but our wind is not very good.
But after another day of hunting, the red stag remained elusive.
A slow, unproductive morning. We heard some roaring around, it's high winds and getting warmer, but we just didn't see anything this morning.
3 females. While Jason and I were striking out with the stag, Cassandra decided to go after one of her dream animals, an axis deer.
There he is. He's stopping right there.
But before they could get into range, the deer had them pegged and took off.
You know, the wind kind of like stopped and kind of like swirled a little bit. Because he couldn't see us. He was right in the thick. Oh well.
Get him close. He like stayed there for a minute and now he just kind of trotted off, so it's not like he was like busting out of there.
After a few days into the hunt, none of our party had released an arrow. However, there were still animals to hunt even after the sun went down. Well, we're going to have a little fun tonight. Carlos, the ranch owner, has never called predators with an electronic caller. In fact, hardly anybody down here does. So I actually had Fox Pro send shockwave to a fellow who was coming down here a couple days after we got here. I got this thing all charged up. We're going to take it out tonight and see if we can get some fox.
Lance, my camera guy's done a ton with Fox Pro fur takers, and they don't play the wind as much. You're hunting at night. Use a light, you're shining, looking for eyes, so it's not as important. We just left the vehicle about 20 yards away. And you don't have to set the collar way downwind or anything like that, so we'll just find a spot and see. So we're just setting the collar up about 15 yards away. Got Carlos's 22 mag. We'll have a couple guys panning with flashlights. Somebody run the collar and figure out who's gonna shoot. Shoot him between the eyes, Jason.
I'm not shooting. I'll point a flashlight.
All right. All right, let's turn the collar on. There's one coming. Take him right there. Well, I think that's a perfect example that these fox have never been called to at all, especially by a Fox Pro. And this is my first fox setup, so it's pretty obvious you can get by with a lot more than you can coyote hunting. That was fun. That's the first time I've ever called at night in my life. Actually, it's me too.
Hey, right here.
Oh, right there.
Wow, they are tiny.
Nice. Wonder what kind of fox they are.
Well, I know they got grays and reds. It's got some red in the head and red paws, but the rest of it's pretty gray. It's like our September, so they don't have the best coats right now, but I think
sure.
especially the tail looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, that tail's really cool. A little white tip to it. Pretty fox.
You know, what's funny is this is my first fox.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, coyotes all the time, but I've never called in. I mean, we've had them in our neighborhood, but I've never shot a fox before, so kind of
Came
cool.
all the way to Argentina to get your
Yeah,
first fox, huh?
Exactly. You know, no stag yet, but at least we got the fox.
Oh, man.
Cool.
That
Well,
was cool.
Well, we got an early morning. Let's take him, and I'm ready for bed myself, but that was a fun way to end the night.
Yeah, no kidding. Good thinking.
There
Glad
we
you
go.
brought that.
I know. Ton of fun.
It's poison.
Triangle cabeza.
Pure Hunting is brought to you by Browning Ammunition and by Browning Crossbows. Wilderness Athlete, the authority on outdoor performance. And by Fox Pro, high performance game calls. Browning Casual Sportswear, the best there is. And these other fine companies. Be sure to check out Tenzing for their full line of packs. From the backcountry for elk to the tree stand for whitetail, Tenzing is my pack of choice. I travel a fair amount on some of my hunts, and I trust Plano to keep my hunting equipment safe and protected while traveling on all of my hunts.
All right, let's turn the collar on. There's one coming.
After hunting red stag in Argentina for 3 days with no success, I finally got my first animal on the ground.
Hey, right here.
Oh, right there.
Wow, they are tiny.
Nice.
This is my first fox. No stag yet, but at least we got the fox.
Oh, man.
Cool.
That was cool.
While we were after red stag, the area was teeming with other wildlife. From big
To these water buffalo. They actually are much larger than a Cape buffalo. We were doing some research, and Cape buffalo's top weight's about 1,900, 1,950 pounds, and these water buffalo will get up to 2,600. So they're giant animals, just huge body.
The only difference is the Cape buffalo is really aggressive, and this is more passive.
to small.
It's a miniature armadillo. What do they call it? Peachy. Peach.
Piche or peludo. It's a triangle hair. It's poison.
Triangle cabeza. See?
Sí.
That's how you can tell most poisonous snakes.
It's so little.
It's a baby one. I'll catch a bull snake on a New Mexico pronghorn hunt, but I'm not going to catch anything down here. We're a long way from a hospital.
Oh my God.
While Argentina has an abundance of wildlife, getting close enough for a clear shot with a bow is another issue.
Cassandra's been in so close so many times on those two. 10 yards, 23 yards, 27 yards.
So he came up 27 yards from access, but he scared him out of his bed and he went running. There's just a lot of eyes.
It's just, it's tough. It's thick. Everything has to be just right to get an arrow.
After many failed stalks, Cassandra finally fulfilled her dream of shooting an axis buck in Argentina.
I'm just so happy. I really am. I mean, all the work we did, all the stalks, all the belly crawling, all the fire ants, all the thorns.
Nice job.
Here's the gang.
Off 20 yards.
The mass is awesome.
I had gloves, she didn't even have gloves. She was like, everything was like,
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One down. Two more. One for Willie. One for me.
Argentina is a special place, and Jason and I were excited to continue our red stag adventure.